The House on the Corner by Mark Manning. Declan's da was a bitter chicken McFuck of a man with a French fry on each shoulder. Squat and middle-aged and utterly miserable, he would potter about in the house on the corner. Everybody knew the house on the corner of Manor Street. Let's go down to the house on the corner and watch Declan's da stomp pigeons. Let's go down to the house on the corner and get Declan's da all roiled about queers. Let's go down to the house in the corner and ask Declan's da how he killed 10 Jerrys with a Claymore mine when they were having a shower. Declan was my best pal since baby school. He was a live wire whose jaw would move spasmodically when he'd talk about football, or how his da used to place glue on cardboard, lay bread as bait, and when sparrows got trapped, he tossed the Surrey mess up in the air and shoot it with an air gun. He was cruel. I once saw a hapless cat get his neck broken when Declan's da kicked it hard to the side of its head. The snap. Sickening and audible. 9 lives, me arse, shrugged Declan's da. Just then, Garda Flannery, with his big inbred farm boy ears, came round the corner. No, Mr. Duggan, just 'cause you were a war hero doesn't mean you can harden... Yeah, that's how he pronounced it. Harden that poor owl creature. Fuck you, lugs, came the reply. They both smiled, for they were drinking gambling buddies. Pretty soon Garda Flannery's big ears were flapping red with excitement as both he and Declan's da played a new game they christened Pussyfoot. Hey! They passed the pussy and scored goals with their mangled moggy. See you later, Noddy. Declan's da went indoors. Eventually we joined him. The black and white bush television flickered. Gay born as a cunt. Declan's owlad shouted at no one in particular. His back to us, he was chopping carrots, and not with any accuracy as the ends flew off of the chopping board. Louis the dog sniffed them and got his head booted upside for his troubles. Take your bloody hour, Louis, or the next time it'll be your hole. Declan and I sniggered, sitting on the filthy jam, cigarette, tea and beer-stained mouldy couch. Declan told me that when his ma was alive, the house was always spotless, and Louis had a bowl and even a kennel. On the sideboard was his father's prized possession, his Africa Star military medal, in a glass and wooden frame. We'd recently made friends with some lads from Belvedere College. True, they spoke a bit posh, but we liked them. Connor had a great Airfix collection, and Grant had a pile of mags with women showing their hairy geese and things. It was early 1960s Dublin. Grant said his dad had the mags hidden and didn't know Grant knew. Grant said his dad would pull his plum to a froth over the pictures. Lads, what time are those posh old loddy-daw rich men spunk coming over at? We didn't like this, but it was Declan's da's way. In about half an hour, da, replied Declan. Good, 'cause I've a lovely stew for 'em. You lads eat them tato. Tell the posh snots you're off the carrots for Lent. By now he had lowered the big ex-army pot on the pock-marked lino. Again, Louis' snout collided with a size 10 Clark's. Quick as a flash, Declan's da whipped out his gangly, gnarly, fuzz-lined langer and in a yellow arc of parabola precision pissed on top of the carrots. It really was a sight. The piss seemed eternal. Was there no end to the man? Steam rose off the orange circular mush pile. We were shocked, yet giddy. Connor and Grant arrived, spick and span in their crested blazers. Here he is, jolly hockey sticks. Ah, I'm only messing yous. It's Connor and, young Grant, isn't it? The golden-curled duo nodded in unison and smiled shyly. Lads, I've a lovely stew for you, so tuck in there now, lads, and leave a bit for Connor's father. He's a solicitor, isn't he?
A barrister, Mr. Duggan,
chipped in Connor. A man like that has a well-deserved hunger on him. Declan and I were pinching ourselves. Connor and Grant picked up on it and were smiling too, thinking the joke was Declan's da. In time, a lean, dreamy-faced, well-dressed man showed up. It was Connor's father. Smart, shiny brogues sold a doormat that long ceased to exist. Mr. MacFarlane! Come in, sir. Your fine son was telling me about you being a barrister. Come in, sir. Oh, Connor talks too much. Thanks for looking after the boys. We'd better be, Mr. MacFarlane, sir, please have some stew. Go on, there's way too much. Please, be my guest. Is that an Austin Cambridge you have? Being polite, the gentleman good-naturedly tucked in. Golly, that's an extraordinary tasty stew, Mr. Duggan. When did you learn to cook like that? Snapping to attention, Declan's da saluted smartly while clicking his heels. North Africa, sir. The hairy bits is choice. He smiled beatifically. Oh yes, the boys mentioned your war stories. Oh, I don't talk about it, Mr. MacFarlane. I was doing me duty. I killed 10 Germans when they were taking a shower in the desert, with a claymore mine. Gosh, well, we'd better run. Mr. MacFarlane rose to his feet. Hang on afore you go. Will you and the lads have one of these fancy USA biscuits? Under duress and wishing to escape, the boys and Mr. MacFarlane selected and munched, then left. Declan's da grinned. He'd farted in the biscuit tin earlier. Mark Manning, 2012.